D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this story, and you can read those and come up with your own opinions or whatnot, or just listen to this video and, where I break it all down for you and everything. Before I get started, though, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So why don't we go ahead and get started on these 3 stories. So for my first story, it's not really a story per se, like it's not like an article, but and I'm a little late to the game. I just want to say that right now. My week has been a tiny bit busy and everything, trying to be a dad and stuff. But so they released, they didn't release, there were set photos of the Batman costume suit from the Batgirl movie. And I'm throwing these up now and everything. And I just wanted to go over them and talk about it and just, really just get a good look at this and just talk about it. So if you look at this suit, I don't know. I can tell you right now, I don't hate it. I don't know if I love it, though. I really like the cowl. They've changed a lot. Now, apparently, okay, so this is the deal. Apparently, this is Michael Keaton's Batman, but it's in the Batgirl universe. But this is a younger version because this is I guess a stunt double that's in this costume or whatever. So this is a younger version of Batman. And then Michael Keaton's Batman is being brought over to this universe. So this is the main universe. I'm just so confused on their timeline. And the whole thing. I mean, hopefully this Flash movie fixes it. I don't think it will because, Christina Hodson is writing and she's garbage as far as a writer goes. I don't know how she is as a person, but as far as her skills go, I don't put much merit into them. But let's talk about this suit. So I like that they kept the yellow emblem, and I like that they kept it all black, except the belt was yellow. I wish they would have kept the belt yellow. It looks around the middle here that it looks very kind of like leather, but it doesn't look like it's fitting, like that old suit used to, where it was very tight. But at the same time, maybe because of the fact that James Gordon in these set photos, he's got like red hair and he looks like it may be a younger James Gordon. But I think that I don't know how I feel about. I take it back. I do know how I feel about the shoulders. The shoulders I don't like at all. I think it looks too cheap around the shoulders. And the chest plate kind of looks a little cheap too, in my opinion. I think that if you remember that old suit from the original Batman movies, I think that Michael Keaton wore that very well. I remember the leather abs. That was great. And I think that this one is not bad. It's not bad, but I don't love it. That's the whole thing. And if this is only in the one scene and then they bring over Keaton's Batman, I don't know how this is going to go down. I really don't. But let's see how that works out. But as far as this goes, okay. So I think that it looks decent at minimum, decent. So I think that it could be better. I'd have to just see it in action, and if it's only in the one scene, then I guess it's good enough for that one scene. I think that and this isn't the worst Batman suit ever, even though I do like Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman, his suit is probably my least favorite out of all the Batman. Well, I take that back because the Batman and Robin suits were pretty bad, and so was Batman Forever was not that great either. So I take that back. I like it better than those. But as far as like newer Batman suits, Ben Affleck's Batman is probably my least favorite suit. But I didn't hate that suit. It just there were just things that I wish they would have done more with it. Like I just feel like out of everybody's costume, Batman's kind of got the short end of the stick out of everybody, but it's fine. It's fine. But I think that as far as compared to Michael Keaton's original Batman costume, I think that this one is less than. And so I wish they would have just kept with it. But hey, like I said, let's see it in action. Let's see what this looks like when it's moving. I'll tell you right now, it's better than the Batgirl costume. I flip flop on that costume all the time. Every day, like I'll see it one day and I'll be like, it doesn't look that bad, especially when it's all dirty and it looks more black than purple. And then I'll see, and then there'll be other days I'm like, no, this is god awful. There's no way this is good. It's just not good. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. So that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, it's another DC property, but it looks like the Wonder Twins are getting a live action movie over at HBO Max. Now, I have to just say off the top that I think that HBO Max is a good fit for the Wonder Twins. Now, I personally like the Wonder Twins. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think that this is a good match and everything. Now, Adam I don't know how to say his name. Adam Sztykiel. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, he will be writing and directing this live action Wonder Twins movie. Now, if you don't know who that is, because most people don't, he recently worked on the screenplay, which is the first draft of the Black Adam movie. But from what I understand, they really reworked what he had written down. But it was probably enough for them to go off of. Like they were all like, this isn't what we're really looking for, but it's enough for us to say, good job, we'll pay you, and then get like a script doctor in there to really fix it. They're just like, hey, go off this, but just fix it. Now, he also worked on Scoob, the animated movie, which came out in 2021. I personally liked that movie. I thought it was very good. I don't know if you guys liked that movie, but I personally did like that movie. And then he also wrote the screenplay for Alvin and the Chipmunks Road Trip. It's very obvious he's working in some animation and stuff. There's some other other stuff that he worked on, but those were the two that stuck out to me because I have a feeling that that's what this movie is going to kind of feel like, those two, where it's going to be goofy but yet trying to be serious a little bit, and its theme and stuff. How Scoob, they had to go to the land of the dead and deal with Cerberus and stuff, or at least that treasure, but the dog died kind of thing, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. I was like, a little weird. But at the same time, I'm all like, I liked it. So those are the movies that he's worked on. He's worked on more, but so if you don't know who the Wonder Twins are, it follows a pair of alien siblings named Zan and Jaina who hail from the planet Exor and have a pet space monkey named GEEK. I love GEEK. He's so silly, but I just love it. Anyways, so they were first seen in the Hanna-Barbera's 1977 animated TV series, All New Super Friends Hour. Now, I just want to say right now, I personally like the Super Friends Hour. I remember watching that as a kid, and I liked it because and Hanna-Barbera. I love Hanna-Barbera cartoons. They're so great. And I'm just going to call him Adam because I don't know, Sztykiel. I'll say Sztykiel. Anyways, Mr. Sztykiel, he did Scoob, which is a Hanna-Barbera, cartoon and everything. So it's very obvious that he's got some. So maybe that's what got him, the job for this. Anyways, so Jaina has the ability to shapeshift into animals, and she can shapeshift into any animal. Very cool. While Zan can shapeshift into water constructs. Now, I know a lot of people, there was this funny gag on Cartoon Network when it was on, how he would just become a bucket of water. He's like, how come I always become a bucket of water or a pool of water for somebody to slip in and everything? But, I think that he's got cooler powers. Like he can turn into any water construct. Like, let's say you're trying to run away. He can turn into fog and then you can't see where you're going. So it's very, his powers are not just he turns into a bucket of water. So the super siblings powers are activated by touching rings as they use their catchphrase, Wonder Twin powers activate. Following the animated series, the Wonder Twins appeared in DC Comics and were later introduced into the main universe since appearing on episodes of Teen Titans Go, Smallville, and The Flash. Now, I have to be honest, I don't remember them on The Flash, but maybe that was a season that after I had bailed out because I was like, I can't do this anymore. Smallville, I definitely remember their episode of Smallville. I actually liked it. I thought it was fun. They didn't go with they're from Switzerland because they have pointy ears like elves. So their thing is like, we're transfer students from Switzerland and everything. I always liked that. I always thought it was fun. And they didn't have GEEK in there. They just had a GEEK on the cell phone, probably because they couldn't afford to do a digital monkey and everything. But as I said before, I always liked Zan and Jaina. I should pick up some of their comic books because they did have some comic books and everything, and I should pick some of those up because I always thought they were fun characters. You never take them too seriously just because they're fun. And I think that HBO Max again is a great place for them. And watch now, they're probably going to cast two Hispanic actors, and then people are going to complain about that because a lot of people complain that Batgirl and Blue Beetle, they're like, oh, we finally get Hispanic-led DC movies, and you guys send them straight to HBO Max. And I'm all like, yeah, nobody knows who Blue Beetle is. It's like if they did that and people started complaining about this, I'd be like, these two belong on HBO Max. They're not going to make any money in the theater. No money whatsoever. However, if they do want to do something cool, they could cast some Asian actors and really, go with that. That'd be great. I think that'd be very progressive as far as casting goes. So there's that. But again, I really think that this is a great fit, and I'm excited for this movie. I like the Wonder Twins. So that is my second story of this week. So for my third and final story this week, it looks like Ryan Kwanten and J.K. Simmons have been cast in a supernatural horror movie called Glorious. Now, if you don't know who J.K. Simmons is, as I just mentioned, he's going to be in the new Batgirl movie. He was also in the Snyderverse series as Commissioner Gordon. He's going to be Batgirl in as Commissioner Gordon, or at least James Gordon. I don't know if he'll be a commissioner. He might just be a detective at that point. And then he was also in Whiplash, and he was in the Spider-Man movies as J. Jonah Jameson, as in the past ones, and in the Raimi verse, and in this new MCU. And so that's who he is. Now, this movie, from what this article says, it's near completion. Like, it's almost done, ready to go. And I think that, it's, who doesn't love a good supernatural horror movie? But I think that the premise sounds very interesting. It says, after a breakup, Wes, who is played by Ryan Kwanten, ends up at a remote rest stop. He finds himself locked inside the bathroom with a mysterious figure speaking from an adjacent stall, which I'm like, you're telling me they're taking a shit and some dude's talking to him? That is so weird. I just want to say that right now. I've been in the bathroom, doing a dude, and somebody is like, hey, and I'm all like, please don't talk to me. Please do not talk to me. And they're like, can you hand me some toilet paper? I'm like, that's not my problem. I do not, because you ever see those pranks where that dude takes a Nutella and he wipes it on somebody's hand? And I'm all like, that's so not funny at all. Anyways, so we'll see how that goes. They'd be funny if they did that prank and everything. Soon, Wes realizes he is involved in a situation more terrible than he could imagine. Spiraling out after a breakup, Wes ends up in a remote rest stop miles away from civilization. His situation worsens after he finds himself locked inside the bathroom with a mysterious figure speaking to him from an adjacent stall. I just read that. As Wes tries to escape, he realizes he is an unwilling player in a situation bigger and more terrible than he could possibly imagine, which that makes me just go, ooh, what's this all about? Because like I said, I do like horror movies, and this sounds very intriguing to me, but I just I don't know if I'll see it or not. That's the whole thing. Sometimes we just don't have time in this world to get to see every movie that we want to. Now, this is being directed by Rebecca McKendry. I think that's how you say her last name. Now, I don't know who this director is, but she directed All the Creatures Were Stirring in 2018. And then in 2019, she directed Psycho Granny. Now, I haven't seen any one of those movies, so I don't know her work, but good for her, good for her plugging away. I love it when people get jobs because I love it when people are working. It's always a good thing. Now, is James Norrie from AMP International, who is producing one of the producing things of this, commented and said, buyers are always asking for films that can stand out from the crowd. Well, your wish is granted. Glorious is so deliciously bonkers that people are going to be talking about it for years, which that kind of makes me excited. I love it when movies like this, they're small and you don't hear about them, and then they come out and then everybody's loud like, oh my God, did you see this movie? It was so good and everything. And you're just like, no, but now I'm going to go check it out. So it's very interesting. Now, the director, Rebecca McKendry, she added under some of her thoughts. She said, Gloria speaks to my love of cosmic horror, which makes me go, ooh. Gore, absurdist humor, philosophy, and the type of transgressive movies that leave you thinking, I can't believe I just saw that. And that makes me go, what does that mean? Because I don't know who this, what that means and everything. I forgot to mention this, Ryan Kwanten. If you don't know who he is, he made his big splash with True Blood, where he played the character Jason Stackhouse. And I always thought he was great on that show. And I always wondered why he didn't blow up after that that TV show ended. I was like, he's so good. And he's Australian, I believe. And he did that Southern accent just so well. And I just think he's also, if you get a chance to go see it, he's in this short film. It's on YouTube, or at least it was the last time I saw it, where he plays Eddie Brock with the Venom thing, and it was so good. And you don't see Venom the whole time until the very end, but it was just so good. And I think he's a good actor. I don't know, I just don't understand why he's not getting more work. It's a bummer. It's a bummer for him. All right, you guys, those are my 3 stories of this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about this? How do you feel about this new first look at the Batman suit from the Batgirl movie? How do you feel about, do you understand how they're going to bring Michael Keaton, how this is Michael Keaton younger, but they're bringing in Michael Keaton from another universe, all that stuff. I don't understand the timeline. If you can explain it to me, by all means, have at it. How do you feel about this new suit? Do you think it looks good? Do you think it looks crappy? Do you think it looks cheap? Tell me all your thoughts. I'm really interested in that. How do you feel about the Wonder Twins getting their own live action movie on HBO Max? Are you like me and you think this is a great idea and you like the Wonder Twins? Or do you think this is kind of a little bit of a misstep on Warner Brothers problems? I wouldn't argue with you if you did say it was a misstep, because Warner Brothers has a tendency to do that. And then how do you feel about this Glorious movie starring Ryan Kwanten and J.K. Simmons? Do you think that this sounds good? Is this something that you're interested in? Do you like horror movies? Or is this something that you're just like, pass, but thanks anyways? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.